At your job, do you ever have to deal with a nose roller? How about a snub pulley? Well, if you're installing a new conveyor belt system, dealing with the different components can sound like you're speaking a foreign language. Luckily, you've got a team ready to help. Grainger's technical product specialists are fluent in maintenance, repair, and operations. So whenever you want to talk shop, just reach out. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
So Chile's not too happy, hey, Owen?
Well, I don't know about that. They just, a couple of guys had some things to say. A couple of guys also said some stuff and then deleted it, which was a little weird.
Yeah, we see that.
But yeah, I mean, it was a 12-1 game, the final score. But listen, like, I'm posting what I get sent. We're just literally just trying to promote the league. Can't help if I know more guys on mission. And to be fair, that's the first time I've been sent something by someone on mission in a long time. So
yeah,
send me some other stuff. I've posted Chilliwack multiple times this year, pumping their tires. We talked about how much of a wagon they are. Yeah, like it's not personal. We're literally just trying to promote the league, post some clips. So I thought that was a bit of an interesting reaction to it. But
were they beaking you, or were they just beaking each other?
No, I think that no, they weren't beaking anybody. They were just like beaking one guy commented like terrible highlight and then deleted it. They weren't being dickheads or anything. They're just like kind of chirping a bit, and fair enough. Like obviously, they can do that. That's fine. But we've been pumping Chile all year, so I don't know. Another cool thing about Chile, I'll just mention quick, is they're 3 Ukrainian players who've all been lighting it up, all playing in the U20 D1B World Juniors for Ukraine right now in Estonia.
Really?
So good luck to them. That's a pretty cool experience, and representing their country in that. I believe that's technically like the 3rd division, so they're trying to get promoted into the 2nd division, and then who knows, maybe one day Ukraine will be in the top division for the World Juniors. But
and hopefully get some more players playing in some higher leagues, not the pitch.
Yeah, exactly, right. Well, no, we just want the pitch to get promoted. It'll be, I think Chilliwack is likely going to be a tier. I don't know anything, by the way. This is just completely speculation. I think Chilliwack will be a tier 1 team next year, and I'm assuming they'll hopefully be able to keep a lot of those kids if they end up becoming a tier 1 team. They got some real good players there, so it'd be exciting to keep watching them. What else was I going to talk about though? Yeah, but please send us more highlights. Like I want to post more clips. I want to post more about every team, but it's I don't have time to be watching every single game and posting them all myself. So send us more. We want to post about every team. It's we're definitely not trying to be biased. We want to get as much support out there as we can for everybody. Another quick thing, I will be at the PJHL All-Star Game. Hopefully I'll be able to mic a couple guys up. I've already talked to somebody that I'm micing up for warm-up at the All-Star Game, and so I'll at least be there watching, and maybe I'll get to do a couple other things too. I'm not sure yet. We'll see, but that's on Monday, January 13th in Poco, so I'm pretty excited for that. I'm really happy that PJHL is doing an All-Star Game, and really excited that I get to be there and try and do a little media for it, Joey. So I don't know.
Media pass, eh?
Yeah, media pass. Anything from you there? About
no, I just think it's
clips
sick.
or any. Yeah, the All-Star Game, the clips. What about the KI? Why aren't they doing one yet? I thought they would follow suit.
Like a top prospects game? The KI is allergic, or the top an All-Star game. The KI is allergic to representing or just honestly just having an All-Star game. I don't think they've I don't know if they've ever had one.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like ever. Like I've never heard of one being hosted or having.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
I didn't know. I could be wrong. I definitely could be wrong, but I've never heard of the KI actually having one. So I think that would be like a completely new concept, which is actually mind blowing to me, because I think the KI has a lot to show.
No kidding.
Especially when it comes to skill wise, because it obviously always gets labeled as like a gritty league, but I think there's a lot more skill than you might think. But yeah, no, I don't really have too much. All right, everyone, welcome back to episode number 24 of the Jungle Hockey Podcast, represented and provided to you by the Hockey Podcast Network. We're featuring Mr. Levi Brewer for this this wonderful episode. This is going to be pretty
we are
pretty special. But Owen, this is the first one of the new year.
Yeah,
how are we doing, fella?
man? Excited to be here. Really excited to get into the new year. Pretty big year coming. Lots on the go. So yeah, just looking forward to it. Had a nice holidays, and yeah, this is gonna be a bit of a different episode. So we interviewed Levi Brewer, former Osoyoos Coyotes captain. Great interview. And then he actually stayed on with us after to talk Four Nations, to talk World Juniors. So previewing the Four Nations, recapping the World Juniors. What a disaster for Canada.
Yeah.
And then he talked a little bit of KI with us too. So we're excited for that, to drop that for you guys, get back into the interviews. And, obviously he's at Drury in the ACHA with Joe, and they've got a hell of a team this year. Also in the ACHA news, just want to mention this right off the hop. UNLV beating Denver. Absolutely astronomical news for club
hockey. Don't look
hockey
at the score against Colorado College, but look at that.
Yeah, but
look at that.
That's still a D1 team, dude. That's still like it doesn't matter. They beat them.
Yeah.
They beat them.
They beat Denver. They were at one
and
point
it's not
they were
just
up
the D1
5-1.
team.
I thought they were gonna choke.
I saw that. I saw they were up 5-1, dude. That's insane. And
that's natty
you
champs,
said it was.
Bro.
People are like, oh well, Z Boyum was busy at the World Juniors, dude. You say they still had 12 NHL draft picks playing?
12. I think he was the only one missing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's
I think
insane.
He was the only guy missing.
They had 12 or 11 then maybe. And their head coach, obviously Team USA's coach as well, but big fucking deal.
Yeah.
They're still playing an ACHA team. So congrats to UNLV. We've talked to a player on the team, hoping to get him on very soon. Also a KI alumni. So hopefully we can get him on to talk about that. I mean, it's an unbelievable achievement. And like we said, huge for club hockey, the ACHA, your league, Joey, and hopefully we can see more of it. It's pretty freaking cool stuff.
Man, I would love to have that be an opportunity for us. That would be so cool, man.
Yeah, man.
So cool.
But real quick, maybe before, how was your holidays? Obviously, you got to come home and see the mountains again for a bit. You're back at uni now, but just how were your holidays, Christmas, New Year, all that good stuff?
The longest Christmas break I've ever had. So I usually in Revy we get 7 or 8 days. We'll be at home, and I gotta drive home on Boxing Day. It was my first Boxing Day in the last 4 years.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, I got to do some shopping, which is nice. No, it was just good to see the family and just relax. I was just my second or third day there, I was just fuck, I'm tired all the time, but I'm realizing, this is I was just relaxed the whole time. I actually got to chill out and just do whatever I want. See all my buddies, go out and do what I need to do, but just kind of chill out and see the family as well, which is wonderful.
Slow down a little bit.
Yeah, and then I head up to Revy for New Year's, which was pretty fun as well.
Yeah, dude, you got to talk about that. Revy New Year's Eve game. You were out there on the Bronco. Talk about it. Who was all there?
Yeah. So it's kind of the game to go to if you're an alumni. It's the one to be there for. It's kind of a big event around town, and the game. I think the game sold out. They do all their tickets online now. Okay. So they sold out, I think, a month in advance. The moment it was a week after the tickets came out. They come out a month and a half advance. I think a month in advance it was already sold out. The capacity. So it was pretty awesome. And then it was pretty fun. We get, all the beer you need, whatever.
Of course. Were you guys and then, going crazy in the crowd? How rowdy was it? And
we were down by. What's up?
No, go ahead. Just start.
We were down there. We were down by we sat by the penalty box. So it was kind of, we were front and center of the glass, right at the spot where all the Aussies used to be when we played. So it was pretty cool, and it was It was fun. It was just cool seeing the game from a different perspective. So I just really enjoyed it.
Getting to catch up with all the boys too, I'm sure it was nice.
Yeah, some of the guys I
then-
hadn't seen in a couple of years too. So it was pretty cool.
Nice. Good, dude. And then obviously just all right, so when you get out there on the Bronco, like are the fans all remember you guys, or
It was
when you're walking around, are they like saying your names and
Oh
stuff?
no, when we were walking around, you just see a whole bunch of people that you know, and you're just like hi and like how's it been and stuff. They remembered me from last year because I was pretty recent.
Yeah. Who else
They were
was
also
Aston there?
Yeah, Aston was there as well. Gallo, they all remember Gallo. He's pretty big character. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, no, it was just really fun to see like kind of like what the hype is all about like coming to the games. Like I haven't seen it from that perspective. It was almost as fun as playing.
Nice,
like
dude.
with all the boys. Yeah, it was really fun to watch. I remember most of the first period, but after that it's pretty much a blur. So
Nice.
I remember when we scored a couple times, we'd knock down the beer towers, and no, it was pretty fun. It was just
Nice.
it's just a good time, man.
Good, dude. And then obviously you got back to Missouri, okay?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Barely, dude. It was one of the roughest landings that I've ever had. If there's like
Really?
I don't know if you know this, but like it's like a whole ass winter storm, coming down,
You
here.
mentioned it to me before you left.
Yeah. So yeah. So like I flew from Vancouver to Denver, which was fine. Didn't get delayed. Completely normal. And then I have some friends back here telling me, "Oh yeah, this place is like it's not looking good." Like it was like pretty windy and like snowy and shit. And I'm like, how bad can it really be? Like, come on. Like we got the Canadian winter, like, come on. Like we should be fine. But no, it was like full on like blizzard weather. It was crazy. And the guy, our flight wasn't delayed. We were actually 2 minutes early. So it was good. But a whole bunch of the guys like got all their bags got lost. And Francis's whole hockey bag was lost.
No.
Yeah.
How did you take it home?
To skate, because we were off the ice for like 3.5 weeks.
Yeah, I guess so. But like, were most guys taking their gear home?
No. There was only a few. I wish I did though. This week in practice has been dust. Like I've been fucking so shitty. But yeah, no. What was I saying? Yeah, so I think they might have found it now, but like some couple of the guys' bags got lost. It's just been a nightmare, but that's what you get when you fly, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm flying pretty soon here. Second last episode we'll be recording. We'll be recording. No, fuck no. Definitely not packed, but getting excited, getting ready to go. We're obviously moving to New Zealand for 6 months is gonna be crazy, but yeah, I'm really excited. And we're gonna record today, and then I'm saying that on Tuesday the 7th. We're gonna record next Tuesday as well, and then hopefully we're able to record a little extra. And yeah, I mean, shouldn't be too hard to do it in New Zealand, but like we talked about before, schedule might be a little different going forward. We're gonna do our best to stick with how it's been in the past and how we want it to be, but just please, it means a lot if you continue to support no matter what. And there's still going to be content, and the quality of that shouldn't be changing at all. So we're still excited, and still going to keep things going with the pod here, even though we're going to be in some very different places.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty similar to the way we've been doing it. It's just gonna be maybe a little bit slowerly rolled out.
It really, like, I don't know a ton of what to expect once I get to New Zealand still. Like, I mean, I don't know what my work schedule is going to be like. I'm not going to have a job right away. I'm going to have to go find a job. So what's my work schedule going to be like? And there's just a lot to figure out still before we're able to like really know where we'll be at as far as
let's let you get there first.
Huh?
Let's let you get there first, hey? How about?
Yeah, exactly. That's the main thing right now. So yeah, excited for that. But Joey, good episode coming for everybody today. Maybe let's just quickly get into it a bit more here. So like I said, we talked some we end up talking some KI later with Brewer. Give a good recap on that. So I'll just quickly
let you take down some PJ stuff, man.
Yeah. I just kind of want to talk about, I mean, the PJ. Actually, I'll talk about some maybe main storylines lately. The North Van Wolfpack. I've been on a tear. They looked like they were selling at the start of the year. They looked like they've given up. They were the only team without a win besides Aldi. Now, these guys are, in my eyes, a lock for the 3 seed. They got some guys, dude, Joe Uner, who you played with briefly in Revy. He's 2 points per game right now.
Yeah.
His lineys. North Van's top 6 forwards
he's a PJ
are ridiculous. This Mateo Perro kid they got 32 goals in 27 games. Are you kidding? Like, they have 3 guys with 30 goals. It's ridiculous right now. So, good for North Van, and they're every year if they start bad, they make a million trades and they do what they need to do to get back into the mix. So, North Van is now a scary, scary team to end up facing. So, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, it looks like Delta, with the games at hand advantage, is going to win that division. That's going to be tough for Richmond to have to play North Van in the first round. And then, I mean, Poco and White Rock, one of those teams could still finish ahead of North Van, but the way North Van's played lately, it looks like they're going to take it. Grandview, Coastal, I'd say you can pretty much write them off now. They're done. They're not getting in. Unless there's major trades, I just don't see it. And it's unfortunate. I hope Grandview trades Garrity to a contender. I think he's the best goalie in the league. I would love to see that. As for the Harold Britton, Surrey now 3 points ahead of Mission. I think Mission's done. I think it's over for them this year. Unfortunately, it's gonna be Boilers' first time missing the playoffs, but you never know. Both of these teams I expect to make trades, so we'll see what happens. Maybe
3 points back, anything can happen, man.
One of them ends up being the 5 seed. Whoever it is, they're probably gonna get bounced quite easily by. I think Langley will end up being the 4. Abby's looking pretty good as a 3. And then I still think Ridge is probably going to beat Chilliwack, but it's so close between them. You can't decide yet. It's a toss-up. That's kind of just a loose standings recap. Stat leaders are all the same. But let's get into what everyone really wants to know. The All-Star game. So the PJHL All-Stars have been announced. I don't really want to be out here giving oh, this guy should or shouldn't have made it. Like, these are all guys that, I played against, I respect, and I don't. If I say that I think someone should have made it, I am not meaning to shit on anybody who did. So I'm not going to say guys who I think shouldn't have. I'm just going to kind of say the way it went. Another thing, they had to choose 1 player per team. They had to.
Yeah.
There was a heavy emphasis on 04s and 05s, but not as heavy of one as I would have liked to see.
Okay.
I'd probably like to see a couple right. Let me just, before I even name the rosters, the biggest snub in my eyes by a mile is Nick Peters, Coastal's goalie. I believe he has the best, if not the second best save percentage. Let me look right now. He is it's technically tied for 3rd now, but he's played twice as many games as the guys in 1st and 2nd. 29 games played, the most in the league. 919 save percentage, and his record is 12-16. He's the captain of his team as a goalie. He's a 20 bomb. How do you not give this kid the All-Star game? He has a better save percentage. He's the captain of Coastal as a goalie. He has a better save percentage than the 3 guys who made it. I think Garrity obviously deserves to make it. He's nasty. And Wickstrom deserves to make it. He's nasty. And Hasselman's good too. But how do you not take Peters with these guys here? 20-year-old goalie.
Yeah.
Coastal only had one other All-Star. Richmond had fucking 8. Does their goalie really need to be there? Who's only played 12 games?
Yeah.
Again,
he's
no
only
offense.
played 12 games.
He's played it's 17. He's 12 wins.
Okay.
But Peters has played 29. So it's not how do you
12 more
take
games, dude.
This guy over this guy? It's just you got to take. I don't know how you don't take Peters.
Yeah.
I agree with Garrity. I think that you have to take him as a 20. Wickstrom and Hasselman, both those 6s, both having great years. Wickstrom's played more games. But again, like they all doing well. So as for the D, okay, so I'll start off just by reading the Harold Britton All-Star. So goaltenders first. I just mentioned the Peter snub, but we'll maybe talk about some more snubs later. The goalies for the Harold Britton, we got Matthew Kenduce. So I agree with that selection for sure. He's Kenduce is one of the better goalies. This division though, a lot weaker goalies. Luke Roberts for Chilliwack. Again, I agree. That's probably who I would have chosen. And then Dwayne Paul Cruz from Langley, who I was kind of surprised he had 3 goalies. I thought there were only even 2, but I mean, congrats to him for getting in as well. I didn't really have I had no issues with the goalies at all. Nobody I think really got snubbed. Under the defenseman, Lucas Ravenstein, that was a given. Obviously, one of the highest scorers in the league. Ridge's captain. Jacob Lowen, same thing, also from Ridge. Matteo Marini, that pretty obvious choice as well. Jet Carroll on Langley, another guy I was pretty sure was going to make it. Justin Sumner's on Langley again.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like aloe or skins, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. With Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts are going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Skins uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
Another guy I was pretty, had a pretty good feeling he was going to make the team as well. AJ Pergone on Mission, 06 D-Man. I was interested to see who they were going to choose out of Mission. Jace Grabinski from Abbotsford.
No Rylan Elson?
No Rylan Elson, no. Kind of surprised they took Jace Grabinski, considering he's in 06 and like there's already a lot of players from Abbey, but like his numbers are great. It's just like, why wasn't he in the prospects game? Why is he in the All-Star? It's just weird. I don't. His numbers, like he deserves to be there for sure. Obviously, him making it with there being other Abbotsford players shows he deserves to be there. I was just kind of surprised. I thought they might have taken like another 20 bomb somewhere or something.
Do you think?
But again,
do you think they should emphasize taking 19s and 20s for this?
For this, yes, because it's just only because it's it's college scouts that are there, right? So you don't really need the 18-year-olds yet. They play in the prospects game when they're 18. Eventually, they'll go to the All-Star game. Like I don't think they took anyone from the prospects game and put them in the All-Star game. Maybe 1 or 2, but not. They tried not to, clearly. So yeah, I mean, yeah, like Rylan had surgery and missed some games. So I don't know if that had anything
is that
to do
why?
with it. I'm not saying that at all. I have no idea. I mean, I was surprised that they didn't take him considering they have no 20s and Ryland's 19. They took an 18-year-old instead, but I mean, I think they have the exact same amount of points. So that's why I just kind of thought they would take the 19-year-old.
How many points does Ryland have?
I think he's 15 or 16 and 30 or 31.
And then how many does the other guy have?
It like the exact same. Like their numbers are almost identical.
See, like in that scenario, you should take the older guy because the younger guy has a better shot at.
Yeah, they both have 16 points now. Yeah, they both have 5 goals and 11 assists.
In my opinion,
that's why
you should take the older player. Nothing against both guys, but
no, that's another thing I mean when I'm talking about like taking the older guys. Like Grabinski, same thing. Grabinski deserves to be there for sure. I'm not saying he doesn't, but it's like Wildeman on Ridge is a 20 bomb, and I mean, kind of nice to see they didn't load up on only Ridge, but at the same time, it's hard to argue. And it's like, that's a 20 bomb. Yeah. So it's like it, but at the same time, I guess, you don't want too many players from one team. So I like that they split it up. They split it up better than I thought they would. Okay, now to get into the forwards. Again, like for the most part, I agreed with most of the decisions. Zach LaGrange from Ridge, no brainer. Nolan Boucher from Ridge, like 4th in the league in points. Theo Cochin, again, no brainer. Connor Jarvis from Abbey, 100%. Hudson Koch from Abbey, probably most improved player this year. Or maybe Rhett Sias from Abbey, who also made it, and Thomas Williams from Abbey. 4 Abbey forwards made it. None of these guys. Sorry, Jarvis was nasty, but none. Like Williams was good last year, but not like point per game good, like not all-star good. So he's improved a lot. And then Koch and Sias both had like 15 and 10 points last year, and now they're all-stars. So good on those guys. Great years for all of them. Kind of surprised Ashley McDonough didn't make it. 20 bomb. They took these guys instead, which these guys are having great years, but again, it's just like I would have thought they'd take the 20. Might be a games played thing too. Games played, another guy like Drew Dornan on Abbey. Games played is probably what stopped him from making it because his numbers are great. We got Pierce White from Ridge, again, like 20 bomb, good player. Fair enough. Eric Rommel from Chilliwack, over point per game. He's been one of their best players, fair, for sure. Parker Sarai has been Surrey's best player. Neelan Vachel, this one I was a little confused by just because he's in 06. And he's like 5 or 6 points under point per game. It just seemed like kind of a random one. But like I know he's a really good player, and obviously Surrey struggled, so he's probably made a pretty good impact there this year. And then Kalen Hubers, sorry if I pronounced your last name wrong. He's Chilliwack's captain, very 20-year-old, good player. And then Luke Calder from Aldi, had to take a player from every team, and I think Calder's their leading scorer. So that's what they ended up with there. As for the other division, we talked about the goalies already.
You agree with taking one from every team, right? Like you think that's a good format? Like every team gets represented?
This year they might have been able to avoid Aldi. But I do generally I'm glad they took one. I want a player from every team there. I want a player.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's
a good model.
In the NHL, I don't think that is a good model because I don't really think that means you're an all-star. But at this level, I think it's fair. It's fine. I kind of want more representation. Okay. As for the D, I don't really know if this was so obvious. Like I agreed with every single pick. I think.
Really, they did good.
I think so. I think I wrote down the 7 guys I expected, and I think I went 7 for 7 actually, which is surprising because that's the only position group I got it for. Braden Wynn, Poco, no brainer. Ty Hemingway, Delta's captain, no brainer. Keegan Bankier, White Rock's best player, no brainer.
No brainer.
Brandon Petrie on Delta, stud. Michael McIntyre on Richmond, stud. Tate Humphreys on Poco, used to play him a dub, along with Wynn, who we mentioned, stud. Eric Stinson on Coastal. Yeah, those are the 7 guys I had written down, actually. That's
7
crazy.
for 7, Elson.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
Media.
If only these weren't in a Google Doc and I just actually posted it or something. Well, I don't know. I didn't really want to post a prediction.
Posting predictions is kind of
for this,
especially when
I'm making a whole roster,
players.
So leaving guys out. If we're doing award predictions, it's fine because it's we're only picking one guy. But when we're taking a whole roster, it's leaving guys out. It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
As for the forwards, Nicholas Noren, one of the best players in the league on Richmond. Matteo Schoberg, another absolute stud on Delta. Might be I think he was my pick for MVP. Connor Hughes, longtime Port Moody Panther, just got traded to White Rock. Colin Jang, who actually I don't think we talked about this. He got traded from Port Moody to Delta, who I think Delta traded him to Port Moody in the summer. So weird one, but Jang's a stud. He made the All-Star team. Teo Lin, one of I think Richmond's captain and one of their best players. Declan Warburton, another great player on Delta. Put up good career high numbers, really improved from last year. Marcus Jack on Poco, their captain. Their coach Greg Ross had a lot of amazing things to say about him.
Yeah.
Andrew Castellato on North Van, 20 bomb, used to play in the SJ, great player. Ty Balchin, who just got traded from Port Moody to White Rock. So 3 guys who started the year in Port Moody who all made the All-Star game, now all on different teams. Trade deadlines in 3 days. Final trade deadlines in 3 days, by the way. So we'll see if there's any more movement by next episode. David Yoon, who Joe used to play with, he's 2 points per game this year, putting up crazy numbers in North Van. Bailey Awanis, Poco's other top player along with Marcus Jack. Ryan Matheson, Delta Ice Hawks, great numbers. And Mateo Perro, who hasn't played a lot of games, but leading the league in goal, or maybe not leading the league, but best goals per game. I'm pretty sure he has like 32 goals in 27 games I said earlier. I will take a quick look to see, like, I'll just mention some snubs that other people brought up to me.
Okay.
Or to our social media account quick. Let me just so some major snubs. I mean, this one, like, this guy played in the Dub for a few years. Grady Lenton on Delta had an 8-point game the other day. Clearly just a games played thing, but like I think you got to put it in the All-Star game, dude.
Yeah.
So I had a bunch of people asking for him. Another player guy said Stephen Konechny on Grandview, one of their best players. That's a guy, like, fair enough. I think he definitely could have been in the All-Star game. A few other ones, like I had someone say, a couple people say Cooper Crow from Mission, a couple people say Rylan Elson from Mission, and then a couple people, the Ukrainians on Chilliwack, Kulikov and Mironov, who also, like, great years, both those sixes though, so maybe that's why they're also away playing in the World Juniors right now, so maybe they that's why they didn't bother with them. But just a few snubs the guys mentioned for that. But yeah, I mean, that's PJ recap, All-Star game. Really excited to be there. It should be a good game, and I'm looking forward to having all the teams representative from every team in one place, and it should be a great event. Poco's really excited to be putting it on, so I think it'll be good.
Can't wait to see the clips that come out of that thing too, eh?
Yeah, I hope so, man. I'm a little dude. I'm seeing, like, some of these guys. I saw somebody mic some guys up for the Winter Classic. It's so professional. It looks so good, and I'm like, man, like,
how the fuck do you do that? Well, they got professional cameras following
around. They got, like, all the professional
pro grade mic and shit. Yeah, you're fine, dude.
Yeah, like, trying my best, but
if somebody's let us, that'd be cool. But if not.
Okay, well, I think that's a pretty good way for us to start things off, but now let's send it over to our interview with Mr. Levi Brewer. Obviously, we've talked about it already, but this was an awesome interview, and then, like we mentioned, he stayed on with us after for a little while to talk about some other things. So, without further ado, Drury Panthers defenseman and former Osoyoos Coyotes captain, Levi Brewer.
The 2024-2025 NHL season still has that new car smell. And the action is heating up at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. It is super easy for first-timers to get started at DraftKings Sportsbook. Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. And if you're new to DraftKings, listen up. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ice.
All right, I am very pleased to announce our next guest, my new teammate, longtime competitive rival from the Osoyoos Coyotes, from Eston, Saskatchewan, Mr. Levi Brewer.
Thanks for having me on, fellas.
Oh, thanks for coming on.
Good
It's
to
a
have
pleasure
you,
to have you.
Good to have you, dude.
Yeah,
this has been in the works for a little while, actually. Brewer's been a long time listener, and he's been telling me all about it since I've been here. So
yeah,
I
was
love to hear that.
listening even before I started playing with Joe, so I was pretty excited. Told him I was listener.
Beauty.
So yeah, I'm
excited
to get the call.
Avid jungle hockey, fucking yeah. Had to make the call up. Yeah, call him up from the minors here, so we're good to go.
Yeah.
So
beautiful. Well,
so yeah, we can.
Let's
do an interview style here, Owen.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Style here.
I can kind of probably start off here, Joe, if that's okay with you, and then you can get us into more stuff later on, since you know probably a little more about his career.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're from Eston, Saskatchewan. Can you just tell us a little bit about what your hometown's like, and what it was like, just growing up for you, and how you first got into hockey there, and kind of your journey at the beginning.
Yeah, you bet. It's a super small town in Saskatchewan. It's like 1,000 people total in the town. Like, we have no brand name, anything except for a co-op gas station grocery store. It's a pretty small town. Like, my grad class was 12 people. And you're just with them for pretty much every class, your whole career, K to 12 school. Yeah, it's a pretty small town. Everyone knows each other, but it's different growing up there for sure. But I quite enjoyed it. A lot of travel though. Once you start playing hockey in different towns, you really got to travel lots. So yeah, it's pretty good.
I was gonna say, whereabouts? How far did you have to go? Do you have to travel all around the province or what?
Yeah,
like as a kid.
Like for home games, like once I started playing out of my town, which was in like Pee Wee, I was playing in like West Central, so it's like a bunch of towns, like Kinnersley, Saskatchewan, like around there. Bunch of towns like within a 2-hour radius kind of thing. Just a bunch of small towns. That was my team for Pee Wee and Bantam, and then I played in Swift Current, AA midget there. And that's about like an hour and a half drive. So yeah, lots of driving for sure. Sask is pretty spread out, so province-wide leagues and stuff like that.
Was hockey pretty much just all from your childhood? Just like kind of started when you were really young, or how'd that go?
Yeah. Just going to the rink. My dad liked hockey, played a little bit of hockey, and enjoyed taking me to the rink. And we have ice, lots of free ice in Eston. There's not too many teams, so you can go to the rink pretty much whenever. There's always 2 hours of shinny each day. So fell in love with it.
I was gonna say, do you ever go on was there any ODRs near you, or? Seems like it gets pretty cold over there.
There's an ODR in Eston, but they don't put the ice in anymore. We actually got a nice barn in Eston, so it's pretty good.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Pretty decent barn.
Yeah. I just kind of wanted to ask a little more, like, growing up there, is it like kind of like a hockey town, or like what do you guys do for fun there, like in the summers? Like, just I want to know a little bit more about kind of growing up in Saskatchewan. I haven't had the opportunity to talk to a lot of people.
I've heard a couple of these stories, but I've heard a couple of these stories just in the dressing room, but I'll let Bruce spill it here.
Yeah, whatever you want to tell.
Yeah, there's like in summer, like we have like a lake like 20 minutes south of us, like the South Saskatchewan River. So like we have cabins down there. So it's actually pretty fun in the summer. I like being home for summer. It's good. I'll go back every year. But what do we do for fun? I don't know. We just make fun. You drive around, kick laps with your friends and stuff like that is what you did kind of in high school. But yeah, it's a hockey town though. Like we have a senior team in our town, so
nice.
They get like imports and stuff. So Saskatchewan, like senior hockey is pretty big. So they have like imports that get paid to like play on their teams and stuff like that. Like we have 2 guys that played for the Calgary Dinos that drive from Calgary to my town like 4 or 5 hours every weekend to play. So it's there's some good players in the league for sure. It's
that's cool.
It's kind of cool. So I was at like 3 games over Christmas, and it's kind of what we do for fun.
Nice.
Is that the dream? Is that the dream after the Drury Panthers to make the jump
eventually, to? Yeah, you bet.
Yeah,
you bet.
What's the team name? What's the name?
The Eston Ramblers.
The Ramblers.
Yeah, we've got some.
I
titles.
could see you being a Rambler one day.
I can definitely see it.
Yeah, bring some boys with me as well. Show them how it is in Sask.
Well, that's unreal, dude.
I don't know if we can handle it. I don't know if like BC kids can handle it out there, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Joe can.
I wouldn't survive. I didn't survive in Saskatchewan, man. I lasted 3 games or 4 games, however many games I played in the SJ, and then I headed her west. I couldn't handle how rough it was. But no, so you played. So as you come up, like kind of, are you got to move away? What was that like having to move away to try and? You said how far away is Swift Current?
It's like an hour and a half.
Okay, so you didn't have to move. You didn't have to like leave home to play midget or Bantam or anything.
No, I didn't actually.
No,
just lots of drive.
And you played double.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just the whole time. Like when did that start? Like what age? And then was it like kind of an adjustment to try and, I don't know, kind of an adjustment to play in like a kind of a bigger city, or was it kind of a culture shock, or like because you obviously growing up in a small town?
No, not really. Like those places are all like around me that I played. Like I didn't move like super far until I went to the KI.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I guess we'll get there eventually. But
So, what were your years in playing U18 and Swift Current like? How was your team? Did you guys have to travel like a ton around the province, or was it pretty local for the most part? What was your experience like there?
In midget, it was like south, like the league breaks into south and north. So I was in the south league,
Okay.
so it wasn't too bad to travel. Like farthest was like 7 hours kind of thing, but all bus trips. But yeah, my first year in grade, when I was in grade 10, like we don't have minor midget AAA in SAS, so you just play like midget AA. And yeah, it was really good experience. I was on team. We went 50-1 actually, like 50 wins, 1 loss. Yeah, it was
dude, I
actually
heard
really
about
good.
this.
Yeah, we had like
I-
ton of guys that were in grade 12, like a ton of guys. I was the only non-dub drafted 03 on our team actually. So we only had like 5.
Seriously?
wow.
Yeah, they were all dub drafted. I wasn't. I was the odd man
Jeez.
out.
Do you play with anyone nasty or?
Yeah, we played with some guys. Like we had one guy that was actually NHL drafted on our team. Like he eventually was NHL drafted, Ryan McCleary. He's a good player, but yeah, there's lots of guys that were pretty good. Couple guys went straight from AA to the SG and made good KI careers. So that was pretty fun. That was a pretty sick experience. We won. We played in our final game, the Swift Current Broncos rink. It was like packed. It was like 5,000 people in there. It was like it broke the minor hockey attendance record in Canada. Like we actually hold the record for minor hockey attendance in Canada. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
How were you guys able to get so much traction behind that and get like that many people there?
I think it was just free. It was free entry, and like every team was done. It was like April 7th, so we were like the last team standing in Swift Current kind of thing. So all the AAA teams were out. All the the Broncos had already lost out that year. So we were like the last team in town playing. So everyone was just coming to watch us. And yeah, I guess when your record's that good, it's pretty cool. Gained some traction for sure.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Who took you guys
It
down?
was pretty sweet. We lost game 1 of the provincial final to North Battleford, and then we won game 2-3. So we got to go back to Swift for game 3. So that was pretty sweet.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That's one of my best experiences growing up. Like that was my favorite hockey experience for sure.
that's so cool. That's
crazy,
like
man.
it's Drury Panthers esque, dude. 17-1 over here, but
Yeah, I know. We could do it. Recreate it.
yeah, win the natty. But no, that's actually unreal. So that's midget AA. But that was your first year, you said?
Yeah, that's my first year, grade 10.
So then do you stay in AA or like what happened?
Yeah, stayed in AA in grade 11. Broke my ankle in grade 11, like start of the season. Second game into the season, broke my ankle, so I missed like pretty much all of grade 11.
Mm-hmm.
Then grade 12 was COVID year, not really hockey going on, and then
KI. Okay, well then, I guess my next question is how does a boy from Eston, Saskatchewan, end up on the Osoyoos Coyotes?
How did I end up in Osoyoos? Carter Rigby, like our previous coach there, he played in the dub and Swift Current, so he had some connections there that had seen me play, and then Levi Lamont, I don't know if you've heard of him, but he was already playing out there. He was on my midget AA team. I'd played with him before, so he went out in the COVID year and he loved it, said it was awesome. So he kind of put a word in for me, and then Carter Rigby knew some guys from Swift Current that had talked to me about going out there, and I was kind of excited to go out there, try something different. I've only been to BC once, so
yeah, that's right. At this point, do you have the mustache, or are you just are you clean shaven?
Oh, you know what? Last time I got rid of the mustache was, I think, middle of grade 12, somewhere around January grade 12, January of 2021, I guess. So I had the muzzy at that time. Yeah.
It's an unbelievable stash.
Yeah, if you showed up to camp with a mustache like that, like
I don't have the twirl.
The vets are going to be scared.
I could get the twirl going eventually here. I'll get her going again for national. So yeah, once in a while.
Yep. Brew's trying to convince me to grow the beard out for natties. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do it, Joey. Come on.
Yeah, you got on.
I don't know, man. It gets so annoying. Dude, the sideburns look good, eh?
Yeah, I had last year I had the mutton chops going on, full on, no chin here, just straight sideburns. It was pretty sweet.
This isn't disrespectful, but did you guys made playoffs last? Did you?
Yeah, we were third in the div.
Yeah, okay. That's right. And then you end up playing okay, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. So
go ahead, buddy.
Okay, next question here. So you move into Osoyoos, what is it, 8,000 people? 8 times the size of your hometown?
Yeah, pretty much. It was 5,000 or 6,000 in the winter, but yeah.
So what was your camp like? What was the process like? Did they give you a spot coming into camp, or did you have to earn it, or like how did that go?
Yeah, did you get scouted?
Yeah, I was one of the first signings, I think, for that year. I was in like April, I signed. So
Okay.
never went out to spring camp. Like it was COVID, they canceled spring camp. So pretty much just
Right.
went there sight unseen. And
Yeah,
Carter Rigby just kind of took.
because that team was absolutely unbelievable. Like
Yeah, they were
for
good
people who
that
don't
year.
know, like that team won the. We ended up winning. We ended up playing you guys in the semifinals.
Yeah.
But that team was so skilled. They had so many BCHL guys, and just to play on that team must have been unreal.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. Like, I mean, we won the Presidents that year, and I didn't really have any expectations. I didn't really know much about the KI, to be honest with you, and just taking it day by day. But yeah, we made a lot of trades. Kind of keeps you on your toes, but made a lot of trades that year, and yeah, we had a good team. So many BCHL drops as well. So yeah, it was kind of disappointing to lose to Joe, but yeah, we couldn't handle Rev in the third round.
Couldn't get past Joe.
Yeah, that was the team to do it, though.
PMC's penalties.
Yeah, yeah, we were pretty undisciplined.
So I mean,
But,
obviously,
you know-
in your rookie year, like you guys have an awesome team. But what was it just like? Kind of your. I mean, I know you played in the Prairie Junior Hockey League the year before, but it was COVID. So what was your like first real rookie year like playing junior hockey? Like, did you have a good experience? Did you have to go through like a lot of like rookie duties or challenges? Did you get fined a lot? Like, or did you have a pretty good experience there?
It was good. Yeah, we had a good team.
Yeah,
like, we had a pretty good team. The guys were super fun. I enjoyed it. Like, I mean,
Nice.
I was a rookie. I sat a couple games that year. Got scratched, I think, four or five times, which like that's the first time that you experience it, and you don't love it. But there was older guys there too, and we had a deep team. So by the end, I was playing every playoff game, and by the end of the season, I was still in the lineup every single night. So that was kind of, as long as you finish, if you're in the lineup for playoff games, you got to be contributing. So yeah, it was.
What was
a good
rookie
experience,
party
though.
like with those guys?
It was good. Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was a lot of fun. We the guys in Osoyoos had a good time that year. We had a good time.
I was gonna
Lots of
say, yeah,
guys.
you guys probably had some characters on that team. So I was just
Yeah, we
wondering.
did have some big personalities, some absolute characters. So yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
I bet you J-Rod dealt with a little more than you did, though, eh?
Yeah. J-Rod. J-Rod's sneaky though. He always just like leaves before like
He
having
leaves.
to clean the floors and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like rookie duties. J-Rod's
Oh,
a
like
sneaky guy.
yeah, around the rink.
Yeah. J-Rod always sneaking around.
No, that's funny. So yeah, so I guess going from your first year to your second year, probably a big sort of adjustment, kind of mentally, because obviously you lose a whole bunch of players. You guys were still pretty solid in your second year.
Yeah.
I
think we were
yeah.
fifth.
What was it like? Yeah, well, yeah, I think so. You guys were still really competitive.
Yeah.
But kind of how was your second year, and how did you like getting adjusted to like the BC hockey? Because I know might be a little different than playing out in Sask.
Yeah, second year was good as well. Like we were still a pretty good team. We were fifth in the league, which was really good. We were second in our division. Princeton was good. Like we were still a top team. We still had Henderson back and a bunch of big name guys. We had Flores and PMC came back. Our decor was really good. We had like Harwood and Flores and PMC and a couple other really good players. So we were still a pretty deep team. Thought we could make a run at it for sure, and didn't work out. Lost to North Oak in the first round. Kind of huge upset.
That we were shocked, man, when that happened.
Yeah. So the first year was really the only run I went on in the KI.
We were hoping you guys would take down Princeton that year.
Yeah, we were hoping that as
Give
well.
Princeton a run.
So the North Oak year, was that when Jaden Atwood was on that team too?
Yeah, Jaden Atwood was on.
Yeah,
on
you
that
know
team.
Atwood. Okay,
Yeah, you betcha. I know Addy.
Yeah.
You
Some
bet.
stories about Atwood.
Oh yeah, Addy's good action. Addy's
Good
an
action.
absolute character.
Was that
Shipwalkers seemed like it.
Was that the year he got traded, right?
Yeah, so that was his first year junior, I guess. He
Yeah.
just started in Creston, and then he was in a 100-mile house, and then he maybe quit or got cut. I'm not really too sure. And then he just had like a couple of injuries. A couple guys went out. So like after the trade deadline, like there's like that other deadline, like in February, we just picked him up. We just randomly picked him up for like playoffs, pretty much. So yeah, he's kind of spawned, I guess.
You're just lurking.
We had no clue who he was. He just kind of spawned on our team.
Just spawned, just a character.
He's a D-man. We threw him up
Just
on
came
forward
in.
for playoffs. Yeah.
So did you get the C? You're the 20-year-old year? I don't remember.
Yeah,
You did have the
last
C.
year.
So
nice.
what was it like kind of stepping into a leadership role?
Yeah.
It was good.
You ever
Like, I
had to
didn't
do
have
that
a-
before?
Yeah, I was captain on my midget AA team in grade 11, and then had a letter and bantam. Had an A, wore an A a couple different times, Pee Wee, bantam, stuff like that. But yeah, I knew I was going to be. Ken had told me I was going to be the C in like April at my exit meeting or whatever.
Mhm.
And yeah, I was pretty excited. There wasn't a lot of guys that came back last year. Like we didn't have a lot of 20-year-olds. We only had like 3 on our team. And
Okay, yeah.
yeah, so
Same.
I was pretty excited. It was a really younger team last year, so it was different culture. Like we had an older team, some really strong teams, bit of a rebuild last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, your numbers themselves like really took off last year. So were you kind of like just really like, I don't know if it was getting the C or just being in your 20 year, or what kind of allowed you to really like step up and eventually obviously get the opportunity to move on and play in the ACHA, because I think you had more than double your previous career high in points.
Yeah, I did. Like honestly, I'm more of a defensive defenseman, I'd say. Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not really played in a lot of offensive roles in my life, but it was a rebuild year, and I was the only 20-year-old D-man on our team, and we barely. I think we only had 2 19-year-old defensemen too, so a really young D-core as well.
wow,
So
okay,
I just got a lot of ice time, like a lot, honestly.
Nice.
Like probably above
Too much,
25.
or?
Yeah, no, never complain. I will never complain about too much. No, it was really
No
good.
way.
So just kind of getting my confidence was just playing. When you're out there, you just keep rolling, and you get to the bench, you're right back out there the next shift. So no time to think. You just kind of play, and yeah, that helped me out a lot. And then running the power play, just kind of QB
Yeah.
power play 1 all year, and
Brewer
helped me.
PP1.
yeah,
I couldn't even imagine it.
No, you wouldn't picture it. No, you wouldn't picture it now. Back to my defensive ways.
And then I mean, just one more kind of thing about that, like being named the captain there. Obviously, you've been there for, I guess that was like your 3rd year there at that point.
Yeah.
So what was? I mean, you kind of mentioned it already, but did that kind of add any pressure, or did that itself like really change anything for you, or was it just business as usual? Felt the same, just kind of realizing it's your last year still.
Honestly, it didn't really add any pressure for me. I just kind of Ken trusted me. I got along really well with Ken Law, so he trusted me, and he told me quite a bit in advance. So I wasn't shocked to find out. I knew April the year before, kind of thing. I was going to be the captain, and yeah, it was just about setting examples. I think like you just play as hard as you can and try and show them the way. If you can lead by example, kind of still talk in the room, but just leading by example is a big thing, especially when you have like a really young team. Like I think we had like 14 rookies last year, something like that. So it was like
it's really similar to
guys,
us.
like first time away from home, bit of a rebuild. So it's just a really different year. I had 3 really different years, I guess.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, the contrast between your 3 years is ridiculous.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
Like you go from having a whole bunch of BCHL guys to, bringing in fresh 18-year-olds to their first games of junior hockey. It's probably a pretty big adjustment.
Oh yeah, it was a huge adjustment.
That's good. So the Lawsy connection, I guess, points you down south.
Yeah.
Like how did the that go about? Like, so I heard Lawsy came to your Christmas party or something? Like how did what happened?
Yeah. So Jeremy came to he was at our team like Christmas like banquet and party and stuff like that.
Jeremy Law is our coach, by the way, Owen.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was at our Christmas banquet, and I had his dad as my coach in Osoyoos. So his dad coaches Osoyoos. Okay. So like Ken Law, that's his dad. And yeah, he came up to Jeremy came up on our Christmas, like on their Christmas break, came and watched a couple of our games, then talked to me at our team Christmas party. Like Ken was like, "Oh yeah, my son's probably gonna want to talk to you." Coaches ACHA in the States. I didn't really know much about ACHA either. And yeah, he just talked to me and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna try and get Kuchaslo and Eston and Garcha and Sedonic and all these guys." He's naming like all these like top players in our league. And I'm like, I was like, yeah, like that's good that he's trying to recruit them, but like, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. Like when they sign, like I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, had a good talk with him. He seems super nice, and Yeah, the law connection was definitely how I ended up down here. And then once everyone else signed, I was like, holy cow, yeah, this looks awesome. All the guys have been playing against for years. Yeah.
Yeah.
We literally do, Owen. Like, it's actually insane.
Awesome. I know.
All we're recruiting is KI guys for next year. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Gonna be a purebred KI team here pretty soon.
Oh, I love that.
Well, Michigan area. Don't forget Michigan area.
Yeah, Michigan area.
Yeah. How have you, just kind of found moving, obviously another pretty crazy move from Eston to Osoyoos now to Springfield, Missouri. How have you just been finding your first year there at here at Drury? Not only the hockey, but the school and just the move itself.
It's good. It's pretty fun. Like, I like their school small. Like, I have teammates in almost all my classes, so makes it so much fun. It's so much more fun to go to school with the boys. Like
yeah, I bet.
I have like one I'm in education, so like I have 1 or 2 classes once in a while, like education classes that are I'm just by myself in them, and I'm like, holy, like it's just not as fun when you don't have buddies in there. Yeah, it's a small campus, and we just stick to a small little area of our city, so it's pretty fun. It's a lot of fun, actually.
Biggest city you've ever lived in, I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, considerably.
Sure. Yeah.
No, I was saying, Owen, I've been saying this for a while. Brewer was made to come to this university. Yeah. Like, he just fits in. It's just perfect. It's just absolutely perfect.
Oh yeah.
He fits right in with the.
You just gotta be here. You just gotta be here to know.
Just kind of. I mean, Joe, I'll let you kind of. I'll just wrap up a bit with what I have to ask, but I'm just kind of curious a little more about the ACHA. Obviously, making like headlines lately, like UNLV beat Denver recently. That was a huge headline, and the ACHA itself, it just seems to really be blowing up and expanding. And so just where do you kind of like see this going? Obviously, you still have a few more years to play here, and just kind of how are you feeling about the future of the league and your team as well, being a first-year program?
I think the future of the league's good. Like, the top teams are good in our league. There's just so many teams. Like, I wish there was like 30 teams instead of 70. And it's kind of weird to just not seeing teams. Like, you build up so many rivalries in the KI, and then you just don't really have that anymore here. I kind of like the rivalries. Like, I've played against Princeton, like Sedona and Garshin, those guys. I figured out I played them 27 times in my 3 years. I don't know if they played each game, but I played them 27 times. Like, playoff series in our first year, 2 exhibition, like it all added up to like 27 games total.
That's absurd.
Yeah,
wow.
So definitely get some rivalries built up, and then you just play teams like for a weekend here, and then you just don't see them for the rest of the year. So it's definitely different. I think UNLV beating Denver, even if they're missing guys or whatever, still pretty good look for our league.
12 NHLers in the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, like Spit and Chicklets talking about it, like it's
unbelievable.
Pretty good. It's a good look for our league. Like, we all wanted to see UNLV win that. Yeah,
no, I think it's great for the ACHA. I'm glad to hear it. Joey, I'll kind of pass it over to you for a little bit, and I don't know, I might have like one other thing later, but
I mean, we've been talking for almost half an hour here. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
Dude. I don't know. I don't know if we can keep it going, but just kind of your thoughts on the future of the league. Like, I've been seeing a lot of like on Instagram and stuff, like just concept stuff. But would you be for like a D1A, D1B type thing?
Yeah, for ACHA,
like for ACHA thing, like a divisional thing. That's what I was looking at.
Yeah, I would definitely be for that. Just the top teams would just be more competitive, less below.
We wouldn't have to play Roosevelt and all the like Alabama even.
Yeah, a lot more parity in each league instead of just beating some teams like 12-0.
Yeah. Be way better.
And then, so is your kind of thoughts that you want to stay here for 4 years, or do you have any aspirations after playing college? Like, you can go play senior, or like what's gonna happen?
Yeah, just play 4 years here. Like, I'll stay my 4 years here, and that's kind of that, and then figure out the real world. Probably play some senior back home, something like that.
Nice.
That's kind of the dream, man.
Yeah,
that is kind of the dream.
Good stuff.
Yeah, not sure I want to live back home, but I'll figure that
out. Yeah, and maybe broaden the horizons. What's up?
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, well, thank you so much for doing this interview. Obviously we're gonna keep you on the to kind of chat as a guest co-host for today. We got some other things to chat about with you, but as for the actual interview, thank you for doing that. We really appreciate it. You've had an interesting career, and wish you nothing but the best in the future with Drury, and maybe some senior hockey in the future too. So
Yeah,
thanks for doing that. Sorry, Joe. I'll just make sure one more time you got nothing else for the interview part here.
do you guys want a couple? Do you want a couple KI stories in there?
Oh yeah, throw one. Yeah.
Do you want a couple? I was just thinking of a couple today because
I would love to get some stories on here. Yeah.
Yeah, a couple good stories I got. I'm trying to think. So in Osoyoos, like I was there 3 years. Like I love the town. Like I absolutely love that town.
Beautiful
it's sweet,
place,
like with the lake around it, and like it's such like a resort town in the summer, and so like nice weather compared to Sask. Like it was awesome. Felt like I was in a different country living out there compared to Sask. No mountains, nothing in Sask, just flat. When you get to BC, it's pretty sweet. But yeah, it's a sweet town, but like holy, the fans are so old. Like Osoyoos, it's a great town. I love playing there, but
it's an absolute library. It's a library.
Absolute library when you play there. Like playing Rev in the third round of playoffs. Just absolutely silent. There's not even noise when we score, barely. And then you go to Rev and it's just the fans are on top of you, screaming, yelling at you. It's just totally different atmospheres. Kind of gives us a little bit of a disadvantage, but it's not a bad rink in Osoyoos. It's just tough. The crowd's very.
It's a beauty. We always love coming to play there. Like I love the ice. I love the rink itself.
Yeah.
Like if it was just if you guys got some like actual fans, it would have been unreal.
Yeah, totally would have been. And then I guess another good story. I had one billet brother like my whole first year, and then he got traded in my second year. But then after that, it was just a cycle. It was just a revolving door. Like I think I ended up with like 12 total different billet brothers. So it was like a huge joke. Yeah, like it was like a huge joke. Like some guys stayed for a couple nights. Some guys were like a couple night guys. I think it would have been up to like close to 15 for a couple nights anyways. Like some guys would just stay for a night until they got their permanent billet. Some guys would be there like 3 weeks, get traded. Some guys would just quit, go home. Like it was crazy. So it was like a huge joke. Like by like last year, it's like, oh, like you're staying a night at Brews, like be careful. Like hopefully you last like more than 2 weeks here. Like
that's crazy. So were you with the same billet house the whole time?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Same room, well, at least you could like blame it on that maybe instead of blaming it on yourself or something. But geez, is there any maybe like a craziest like on ice story or like a crazy chirp or a crazy play that happened, something funny like that you could think of?
Yeah, like I had no goals. So I'm sure you saw my stats. I only had 1 goal last year, so I had no goals. So like the search for my first goal was like should have been a documentary series. Like I could not score for the life of me last year, but I had a bunch of assists.
I remember this story.
I couldn't score for the life of me. Like we'd play division rivals like Princeton. I'm just here. They're just chirping me all night. Like, oh, no goals. You're brutal, whatever. Then I score. Like a goal went off me. Like I slid on a 2-on-1 goal went off me against Princeton. So like I scored it on my own net. Princeton guys are all giving it to me. Like, oh, first goal, Brew. You're so brutal at first goal. Like, yeah, I get it. It's 8-2, guys. Like, calm down. Yeah, that was one for sure. I was getting chirped a lot last year about that.
That's pretty funny. How did it end up coming though? How long did
could you describe your first goal to us just to end the interview?
Yeah,
just so that so the Princeton guys remember.
Yeah, it was in Princeton, and it was on a cold day in January, and we were losing. I think we ended up losing 8-2 that game or 7-2. But yeah, it was 4-on-4 and snuck up in the rush, snuck past Garcha, and then the donut had his guy, but the puck popped out to me and got it in the slot, jumped it in the glass, and threw the old monkey off my back. Had to give it to the crowd there.
What was the score when you scored though?
Oh, it was in the first period. I think it was like 3-0 Princeton. So it wasn't
okay. That's fine then. That's good.
It wasn't at the end of the game or anything, but that was just painful. Like I was trying to switch up something every game. Like I was so in my head about not scoring. Like you have no clue.
I have a good I want you to you walk us through your game day superstition, and like from the moment you wake up to the moment you get to the rink. Oh, and this guy is an absolute character when it comes to like shit like this.
What is this?
Man, I'm superstitious, like just crazy. I think it's just more routine now. Like I've chilled out over the years, but in Osoyoos, like
this is chilled out, by the way.
Yeah, in Osoyoos, I'd have to go for a game day walk, like to the same. I'd go sit on the same park bench every home game day. I'd like walk like I don't know, like 5-10 minute walk from where I live, down by the water, sit on the park bench. I'm number 4, so I'd take like 4 deep breaths as I look around nature, and then I'd go back. Like I'd walk around the same tree, go back to my billet house, get to the rink early. I gotta have 4 Skittles before every game and a yellow Gatorade. Like it's like life ending if I don't get my Skittles and my yellow Gatorade. Like
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
I love it though. That's crazy. I love hearing guys' superstitions and things like that because I was never a superstitious player at all. So I love hearing like the different things that guys do and like the routines guys have. So that's a pretty good one though. That's a very unique one.
Yeah, I got a bunch. Got a bunch I do.
Yeah.
What else do I do?
I was talking to him about the shower one. You casually mentioned it a couple times to me, and I wanted to get more detail on it.
What was it? I'm trying to think.
You like walked into the shower,
yeah,
and then you
yeah,
spun
okay,
around.
yeah,
How many?
okay.
What is it?
Yeah, so to continue on with like my game day rituals, so game day shower, like everything's like pretty much like not timed, but like I do stuff like I go for my walk at 1 p.m. like in Osoyoos. I had it down to a science. I was there 3 years. And my shower, I play the same song in the shower. It's just like this random jazz beat. I don't know why. I just played in the shower. Don't know why I started listening to it. It's kind of a joke with my buddies. And I have to beat the song out. It's like a 3-minute song. My shower, I have to beat it out. I have to be out of the shower before the song's over. And before I get out of the shower, I turn it cold and I have to do 2 spins to the right and then put my face in the shower and then get out. So like I have to get my 2 spins in the shower. Like,
yeah,
just ridiculous.
Wow. No, I find it very interesting. It's whatever works for you, right? As long as you it's cool to talk about.
What?
Thank you.
What goes? Why, dude?
No, I have no clue. No clue.
There's no answer, dude. It helps.
Yeah.
It just
What else
works,
do I do?
man. It just works. That's
It
unbelievable.
just works.
Kiss the logo on the jersey before I put it on every game. Do stuff like that.
Do you do that
That's
here?
a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I do that here.
I've never seen you do. You keep it low key, eh?
I keep it low key. Keep it low key.
I'm gonna be looking at you. I'm looking at you on Friday when you put the
Yeah.
put the jersey on.
Yeah, I do it.
We'll be waiting for that. That's funny.
There's something.
No, I
and then
think-
I guess this is a funny one too. I keep my tape jobs from every goal, so like I flatten them. So I like check this out. Check this out. So like my last goal I scored, I got the tape job, like both sides tape, like actually like freakish. Don't know why I do it, but like I keep the tape job. I just think it's like good luck to keep it around. So like I tape it back together kind of thing.
No,
Tell
I
me-
love.
Tell me
I
how many
love
goals
it.
you got
That's
this year,
sick.
man.
I got
love
2
it.
this year. Yeah, so I've already outdone
Yeah,
myself.
2 already. That
Yeah.
must be working.
Yeah.
Something's
Yeah.
working, man. Man, don't
Something's
stop.
working. Yeah.
I love it. That's great. Well, thank you. If that's it, if you got more,
No, that's it. I
Good
think
to hear it. But
that's all my stories.
okay,
That's all you
awesome.
got.
Well, thank you so much for that. That was a great way to finish it off. But I'm excited to get into some talk about some other stuff
And
with you.
some
So
other stuff, yeah. Some controversial picks for the Four Nations rosters. Levi, I would love to hear kind of your thoughts on Team Canada, of course, Team Canada, but also
My
just like
thoughts?
all the rosters in general and what
Yeah, start with Canada,
what you have to
though.
say about like the whole tournament. Start with Canada, but
yeah,
Thoughts on Canada? There's a lot of firepower there, but I think there's some big snubs, and I just don't think that's the best Canadian roster they could have made. Like I think that's a deep team if you're doing like a playoffs or something to have like some 4th line grinders and stuff, but I don't
Right.
think my take it's best on best hockey. Like you can't look at it and be like Sam Bennett and Anthony Cirelli are top 12 forwards in Canada, like Canadian
Right.
forwards. Like it's just my take. Everyone has a different take on that, but I just would have loved to see like it's just crazy to me like a guy like Scheifele getting snubbed.
right.
Yeah.
I
Guys
was
like that.
surprised with that. So yeah, maybe like who are a couple? If you want to get a little more into it, who are
Owen's a big
couple of
Cirelli
the-
guy.
I am, but at the same time, I get in a short tournament like this, I get what you're saying. This isn't a playoff series. So I totally get his point. I was okay with Cirelli. He wasn't the guy I had like the biggest issue with. Most of my issues were with the D. But up front, I
Same.
still get what you're saying. They didn't need to take so many grinders. They have so much firepower. They could have taken more. But maybe I can just kind of like go through and name a couple. Like, so Sam Bennett. So that's a guy you just named. Won the cup last year with Florida. But who are some guys like you think should be there over him, over Cirelli maybe? And who are some other guys, that you just didn't think deserved it really.
Up
To
front,
the forwards first.
Yeah, forwards first.
I agree.
Yeah.
There's lots of controversy on the back end too, but just like Scheifele, like that's one for me that's just like crazy. Like he's having an unreal year, and he's been good like his
Yeah.
whole career to not make it.
I thought he was
Like, I
a
don't even know.
lock.
Yeah, like that's a crazy one. I don't
Yeah.
know who else? I don't know. What do you guys think?
I just think I don't know if we needed. I'm not. I don't know. I'm not a very controversial when it comes to our forwards. I think just Scheifele was the biggest one for me. I don't know about
Yeah.
you two, but
Fair
I think
enough.
that's. I think it was hard. It's hard to find like if you pick the best 13 forward. Like this is arguably, it's pretty good, but the problems are more when it comes to the back end. I think, in my opinion.
I would say one of the forwards I'm not like mad about him not making it, but I don't know how you cut Zach Hyman. Like when you
That's
got
true.
McDavid for the power play, I think Hyman, after they like announced the roster, I think Hyman scored 11 goals in his next 11 games and has now been great. He just had a slow start. So it's just like they named the team almost a little bit too early. But at the same time, like he had such a bad start. I understand the worry. Besides that, like, yeah, like I think Scheifele is a pretty tough one to not take. Honestly, Robert Thomas, St. Louis, like that's a guy, he's been
that's a
point
good
per
one.
game for years. He's really underrated. I think he could play a fourth line role and still be
Totally.
offensive. So yeah, like I think that's pretty reasonable what you're saying about the forward core. But yeah, anything else like the forwards or maybe some of the D choices you weren't a big fan of?
Yeah, the forward core is pretty good. So the D, there's lots of controversy there.
Yeah.
All right, we got Travis Sanheim and Alex Pietrangelo and Colton Parenko.
I wouldn't take any of those three.
That's 3 of your 7 D-men that are controversial picks.
Yeah.
Brewer being a big Calgary Flames guy. I'm assuming you're gonna say Mackenzie
you're
Weegar.
a Weegar guy, hey? Me too.
Yeah. Big
Hard.
Weegar guy.
I was choked. He didn't make it.
Yeah, I just think even if you're going for roles, like he can play that third role. Like he's got like at the time he had like the 5th most block shots in the league.
Yeah.
And, like he hits too. Like he's not like he's a good player. I just would have taken him over a Parayko or even he's like a younger version of Pietrangelo, honestly. Like
yeah, kind of.
That's what I
Yeah.
think,
Well,
but-
I think he does the exact same thing Parayko does defensively. Like Parayko's good defensively, but he's kind of an offensive black hole, whereas Weegar, especially at 5-on-5, is just like such a dominant player at both ends of the ice. I was pretty upset he didn't make it. So you're a Calgary guy, Flames fan?
Yeah, diehard Flames.
So I'm assuming you don't think Evan Bouchard should be there.
You know what? I could see the case for it because like he was so good last year in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Like, he would have to be in consideration at least. Like I would have probably taken him over some of those guys. Like I would have taken him over Sanheim, guys like that. I'm not a huge Bouchard guy, but like he would have been close to consideration. There was lots of D though. Like if you think about it, like they could have gone totally different routes. Like I'm a big Vince Dunn guy. I think if he was healthy, he probably would have cracked it if he was healthy. But
Dougie Hamilton's another guy.
Hamilton was
I really would have liked to see. Drew Doughty was hurt. He could have so a lot of man, like I don't know how you put Colton Parayko on that team when with the options available. Not that he's a bad player. Same with Sanheim, not a bad player, but I don't think a top 7 D-man in Canada.
Yeah, I don't think any of those guys are bad players. I just think there's better options like Dougie Hamilton too. Like, yeah. Weegar, Hamilton, Dunn, Bouchard for me, those 4 are pretty good. I mean, you could even look like Montour's pretty good too.
That's another one I didn't really think about when they announced the roster, and then I kind of looked into his numbers and I was like, holy shit, he had a good case for it. Like, yeah, that's a good one too. So I honestly, I completely agree with pretty much everything you said so far. So Joe, anything from you or any maybe goalie opinions as well here?
You guys think Noah Dobson should have been considered?
Yeah, I'm an Islanders hater. And I like
come on.
Dobson. I view Noah Dobson how I feel like the average person views Evan Bouchard.
Oh yeah.
Like I think Dobson's real. Like I think he's so bad in his own end, and I think Bouchard's like better offensively.
You
or
think
just as
okay,
good.
Bouchard's a better.
But
If
Dobson
we're
is like, if he cleans it up in his own end, he's so good offensively. Like Dobson's a stud. I don't think he's
That's
shit
what I
or
mean.
anything, but I think he has work to do before he's like at that level personally. But I can see why guys would want him there.
yeah, okay. That was another one of my defensemen that was
That's fair. Last year he was so good too. Like
Yeah.
he's just struggled a bit this year, but fuck, the Islanders are so bad. Like
Yeah.
so I guess we can get to goalies. I would have loved
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like aloe or skins, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. With Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts are going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Skins uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
love to see Joey Decord play for Team Canada.
yeah, that was a weird
And
one. They were talking
It
about
was such a weird situation, and it was such like I don't know if it was like he couldn't get a passport or something was going on, but he basically he's got citizenship for Canada, US, and Switzerland.
yeah, they denied
can
him
play
being
it.
Swiss, but
Yeah, they
That's
denied him
crazy.
being Swiss, and he could have chosen to play because it's not a IHF tournament, so he could have played
Yeah.
for Canada or the US. And I think if he's Canadian, he's might be the starter.
Yeah.
dude,
He's
another
over-
guy I want to mention quick. Logan Thompson, I think, is like I heard is 15-2-2 this year. With
I watched him
Washington.
play the other night. He's so good.
He's a stud. But again, like they kind of announced the roster early. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyways, yeah, sorry, Brew. Any thoughts on that?
No, I just would agree. I think Thompson's for sure. Like I know Decord's situation was kind of weird, but
Yeah.
Thompson for sure. Like I think he's pretty good goalie. Over who was the third string again?
Montembeau.
Yeah,
Montembeau.
over him for sure. Like Thompson's a good goalie.
The only
And,
time I
like,
saw Montembeau do well this year was at the start of the year when he had like a 45 save shutout on the opening night. And then the
Yeah.
rest of the year has just been I've not seen him. I don't think he has very good numbers.
And then like,
But
dude, Hill and
realistically-
Bennington, they've been there, but
Yeah, realistically,
this
the
year
third
they
string
can-
isn't going to play.
I know, but
Like,
like first and
realistically-
second string aren't looking great either. Like it's just
No,
shaky.
that's good. That's
Like, I
true.
know they have experience, but it's just so scary when you look at like what the Americans have. I mean, Americans probably a couple big snubs there too, to be honest. But I don't know. Maybe just Brewer, do you have any more thoughts on the Four Nations as a whole, like snubs from other teams, or like what you just think of the tournament as a whole, or how it'll unfold, type of thing?
You know what? I would have like I know Russians. You can't really have a team Russia, but like a team Europe would have been cool. Like they did that one year, like with like guys like Kopitar. You see guys like Kopitar, Stutzel, Draisaitl, like guys like that, like Sider. Like that'd be pretty cool if they had a team Europe. I think that would have been cool. I think it's exciting to watch. Like it'll be good. The All-Star game's kind of been getting brutal as years go on.
Yeah,
so
do you
it'd be-
like it? I like it replacing the All-Star game
Yeah. That'd
Yeah,
be
me
good.
too.
I think the
once
US looks
every
pretty
like
good.
2 or 3 years. Do you think they repeat? Like, how are they gonna like keep it going? Like, do you think they're gonna
they
do it every?
want
They can't do it every year.
They want
No.
something every 2 years. So
Every
they
2 years?
basically want it to be like World Cup or like I don't think they want to do Four Nations again. I think they want more teams. But whatever they do next, that'll be like the Four Nations. It'll be 2 years after the Olympics, probably.
Hopefully, Russia's
Olympics,
back by then.
Something else. Yeah, doesn't look good still. But like I saw some statement today that was like, we want Russia back because it means the war is over. And that is not promising.
Not even close.
Yeah.
So it sucks for all the Russian players and kids who obviously have nothing to do with it, but it's just unfortunately the reality of it right now. But yeah, that's kind of all I got about the four nations. Unless if you guys got any more here.
How do you think Canada's going to do? Like, what's the prediction?
Yeah,
I think the States are going to take it. Like, I just think
Oh,
the
that
States
hurts.
are so.
I-
I know it kills me. I think.
dude,
the
imagine the States sweep.
Oh.
Sweep the World Juniors, and they win like the World Championship or whatever they do at the end too.
Oh, horrible! I just
That
look
would
at
be-
Hellebuck, and like just the goalie situation.
Ottinger and Denver, and who's the
Yeah.
They're going to have the
not
best
Demko, 'cause he's hurt. Who's
goaltending.
the other one? Swayman. Swayman's been bad this year,
They're gonna-
but whatever.
They're going to have the best goaltending trio for the next, I don't know, 6 years.
Yep.
In like the Americans, it's unbelievable. Unless Russia comes back. If the moment Russia comes back, they'll have the best goaltending. But as of right now, for an international team, 100%. So overpowered.
What's your
You have
guys'
3 Vezina candidates. What's up?
Do you guys have like a take on who you think's taking it?
Probably the
I
US.
agree. I agree. It's the U.S. right now. I like a couple snubs on the U.S. side. Like I can't believe Tage Thompson didn't make it, but
You want to go through it? Real quick?
I mean, we can have a look, sure, just in case there's any like super noticeable ones. I guess one guy I can mention quick for another team for Sweden is William Eklund didn't make it, and he's like point per game with San Jose, and I think like Leo Carlson made it, who he's sick, but he has like 12 points or something, and Eklund is like 28. It's like, again, like I guess they're taking Carlson to be a fourth line center or something, but that was one guy in Sweden. Like I was really surprised Eklund didn't make it. As for USA, like yeah, Tage Thompson was kind of the biggest one I heard. Besides that, I like USA's roster for the most part. I know people said Caulfield, but
I was just
They
going
got
to
a
say
lot of
Caulfield.
guys.
What do you think of that?
yeah, like I do not think Chris Kreider should have made it. I think that's hilarious.
Oh,
the guy's
yes,
getting
yeah.
helped right now in New York, but I'm also
He's
New
a leader,
York
though.
here, so
He's a
yeah,
leader,
I
though.
guess, yeah. He can jump out of a pool, so let's take him. He can box jump out of a pool.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's I don't really have much else for four nations. Either of you two got anything?
You want to do a full prediction?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Full place prediction.
is the format?
make
It's
the
not round
finals?
robin,
Who's
right?
gonna-
It's like Sweden versus Finland semis automatically, Canada USA semis automatically. I'm pretty sure. So I think Canada US play here and they're playing in Europe.
I don't know how it works.
I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong.
Oh, I actually didn't even know that.
I don't think so.
There's no round
but
robin, really?
Oh no, it says it is. My bad. Never mind. I messed that up. I must have misheard or something. It says
That would be
It says
insane.
round
Imagine
robin.
that though. That would be insane.
That would be crazy.
oh yeah, there's no semi, so round robin and then a finals. So I guess yeah, sure. Let's each of us give a 1, 2, 3, 4 real quick. We can start with you, Brew.
I'm gonna go US 1, Canada 2, Sweden 3, and Finland 4.
I'm gonna go. Sweden 1, US 2, Canada 3, Finland 4.
That's crazy. I'm gonna go real. This one's gonna be really weird. I'm gonna go US 1, Finland 2, Canada 3, Sweden 4.
Whoa. Okay, that's insane.
Wow.
I think UC Saros is getting away from that garbage Nashville team. He's just going to come alive. And I think that Finland's sneaky underrated forwards, especially like guys like Barkov, are just going to be able to shut teams down. And Canada's fourth liners aren't going to be able to get the job done when Barkov shuts down their top guys.
Fair.
So that's kind of my thinking behind it. But that's also just kind of,
Mixing it up a little bit.
I don't know, trying to think a little, mixing it up a little, I guess.
Seeing-
It's, if I had to like bet money on it, I'm probably not going in that. But
Yeah, if you had
we'll
to
go with
bet
that.
money, you throw money on the US. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, I'd probably just panic and throw it down on Canada, to be honest.
Yeah.
But maybe the
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys want to talk about the World Juniors a bit? Like what went wrong, or
Yeah, I
is
guess
that pretty
now.
obvious at this
I
point?
guess now it's just been we're already in the new year here. It's been a couple of days since the US won, so they're getting flamed online, and I felt really bad because you got to remember they're like 18 and 19-year-old kids.
Yeah, they're kids, man. I feel bad. Yeah, I do feel bad about that.
At their age.
I mean, I don't like the blame kind of has to go on the coach, the management, scouts, everyone involved with selecting the team. The coach, like I think the coaching is one of the worst. How do you, even if they didn't make the best choices, like they still have these guys are all still stars. They should still be putting up goals. Like what's going on?
Brewer's a big
congrats a lot,
big Zane Train guy. So when Zane Perek didn't even make the did he even not even make Dev Camp?
I think didn't they invite him after someone got hurt?
Like
Yeah, someone got hurt, so he got invited.
That's embarrassing, man.
Last minute.
And then not being able to score.
Same thing.
How many points did he have, Brew? It was like ridiculous.
It was 96
90 last year.
Yeah, 96 and 66, I think. Something like that. In
That's
66
ridiculous.
games, something like that.
He would have scored in the shootout, probably.
He's a D-man, by the way, if anyone didn't know that. Yeah, that shootout against Latvia, like, huge props to Latvia, their goalie. Then they played a competitive. They also beat Germany, played a competitive tournament against everybody. I don't know. U.S. takes down Finland and goes back-to-back for, I believe, one of the first times ever, or if not the first time in a long time. So U.S. was a wagon. I think, probably could have seen that coming from the start. Sweden chokes again. I think they have one gold medal in 44 years or something, which I don't know how. They sweep the round robin every year. They're unbelievable chokers. They're like the Leafs of international hockey.
Garch won't like that
Crazy,
one.
but yeah.
No, he's a huge Leafs guy. You should have seen the...
Oh, well, it's true. I don't mind the Leafs. It's just true.
You should have seen our group, Owen, when Easton Callan pulled out the 4 head fakes in the shootout and then slammed it right into his pad. Like, that was unreal.
Dude, I'm not going to shit on a guy for a shootout because, like, that's so nerve-wracking, but, like, the amount of times he had guys wide open and just shot it over the net, or the turnovers, the penalties, that's, like, what bothered me a lot more. But again, like, it's still a kid. 56-game point streak in the O. He's obviously a stud. I'm not really one to talk and critique him, but yeah, he had some rough moments out there.
I think, do you think it was the discipline that ended up doing it or what? Like, I was looking at the penalty stats.
It hurt, but
the penalty stats, they had twice as many PIMs as the rest of as the next closest team. I think they were at like 115 or something, and then the next closest was like, I don't know, the US with like 68.
No, that's brutal.
And then the rest of them were all around like kind of the same. But I don't know. Do you think it cost them, bro?
I don't know if it cost them or just a lack of scoring for me. It's just like they didn't score more than 3 goals in a game in the whole tournament, right? Something like that.
I think 3 was the most, yeah.
Yeah, so just
or maybe
the guys they
4,
cut, or maybe 4 against
Finland, but wasn't that overtime?
Yeah,
or whatever, overtime.
Yeah, something like that. I just think their lack of scoring, they just could have picked some guys that have unreal points, like Crystal and stuff like that. Like he's unreal.
Tidgett England was hurt.
Yeah, was hurt, and Caden Lindstrom was hurt too. So that's like 2 pretty tough injuries.
Yeah,
top 10 picks, but they probably would have cut them anyways.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't even fucking take him. Seneca,
yeah.
And Seneca plays on a line with Callum Ritchie.
Yeah, that's the best part.
In the O.
Yeah.
And they lack chemistry. Look, and then who's the other Porter Martone and Carson Rekop are the best duo in the OHL, and they didn't try them on a line together once. So just more like just confusion. The average hockey fan, it's so hard for them to understand how they messed up this badly. I will another couple things I just kind of like want to mention about the tournament itself, like Cole Hudson on Team USA. Holy shit. He's going to be a stud. I mean, Lane Hudson, I think, is leading all rookies in points now in the NHL. He's a stud too. So he was unreal. I think Ryan Leonard, USA's captain, won MVP. Sandin Pellikka on Sweden is nasty too. Red Wings draft pick. That was just kind of like a few of the standouts for me, but this was maybe the first year, I guess a little bit last year, but there was still Celebrini where nobody on Canada like stood out to me. Like there wasn't one guy where I was like, that guy looks so good right now. I was just so unimpressed with what they had out this year. It was really unfortunate. Crystal not making it. Riley Height on Prince George, another guy I really would like to see, and Tarek Parasek as well, first rounder to Washington. Like
Yakimchuk.
They had so many options. Yakimchuk on D. Oh my god, man!
Imagine Parekh and Yakimchuk slapping the pill around.
Man. Yeah.
It's just so much potential.
They were putting having Oliver Bonk be the power play 1 quarterback when he doesn't even play power play 1 on the London Knights, and Sam Dickinson does, who is also on the team.
Yeah, just hurts my head.
And then Bonk interviewed, and he's like, I don't know, I play the bumper. Like I don't. And then they finally put him there, and I think he ended up scoring, but still, I don't really have anything else. Everyone knows like how bad it was. That's kind of all I got there. If you guys want to finish up,
and we can't really do a prediction or anything, but we can finish up if you want.
No, sorry, I don't have anything, Brew. Do you have anything else for World Juniors or just any of that stuff we talked about?
No, that's all.
Okay.
Who's going number 1 this year?
James Haggins. He was on USA.
Yeah, 100%. Is that like
it might be Martone? No, might be Martone. Might be that Matthew Schaefer on Canada, but he got hurt. He's out for 3 months, so that's going to hurt him pretty bad.
Yeah.
I think Michael Misa is pretty nasty, but he didn't make Canada.
He didn't make Canada either.
Yeah.
That's
brutal. That one was really brutal.
That's insane. Then, some of them are eligible for next year to get taken again.
Yeah. Well, most of those guys we talked about are.
Maybe they'll correct their mistakes.
Except for like Crystal.
Just
hopefully. I don't know how they don't figure it out after that. Yeah, Crystal got snubbed 2 both years, dude. But hopefully they can correct their mistakes. But that's about all I got for that. Do you guys want to kind of talk some KI? Joe said you've still been following the KI as well. So maybe if you guys want to just take a quick look at the standings or the stats and just say if anything's like surprised you, or just kind of like recap it, Joe, like you normally do, and just get Brew's thoughts as well.
Yeah. Me and Brew,
I can just kind of let you guys take this one for a bit.
Me and Brew, we could talk for 5 or 10 minutes about the KI or whatever. We always go off. We're always talking about what's going on in the dressing room a little bit, but I'll just pull up the kind of halfway through the year here, Brewer. So I just wanted to get your takes on how well a couple of the teams are doing. Revy's overtaken Princeton somehow, even though they were 9 points back at one point. Revy won on a 14-game heater. It's just classic what the fuck they do in January and February. They just keep winning. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
But your thoughts on that kind of division, because I know Oso's in it now. Are you happy not to be there anymore? Or is it like
Yeah.
Like Princeton and Revelstoke in the same division now are like they're two, like now Princeton's a mainstay as a top team in the league. Like they didn't used to be, but like now they are. Revelstoke every year. So it's pretty tough div now. And like Sick Moose is 5th, I looked, and Merritt's like 9th, I think. Like these teams that div is pretty tough.
Even Merritt, me and Owen are pretty close with Merritt's head coach. Wes McLeod used to coach both of us, and now he's their head coach now. So we actually had him on earlier, and he said he wasn't even sure how good they were going to be because of how strong their division is. And like even Oso and Kelowna aren't even that bad. I mean,
yeah, they just have tough in division games.
They got to play.
Didn't Kelowna just beat and Revy streak though? Didn't they beat him
in a shootout?
Yeah, somehow.
I have no idea how. But yeah, like 10-16 is a respectable record, and they're sitting in last in the division. Like I don't know. I think it's pretty competitive. But yeah, what is it? It's only the top 4 make the playoffs, so it's not looking good for Oso and Kelowna right now.
No, not at all. They're pretty much
done.
Close to out.
Yeah, close to out. Do you think it's the best division in the league?
Tough to say. That one other Kootenay one, like with Kimberly and
Kimbo, CV,
Fernie. Like that one's good every year.
Yeah,
that one's good every year.
I think now that Osoyoos division is the toughest, probably though. Those top teams are very, very good.
Revy, Princeton, Sicky. I didn't realize how good Sicky is, dude.
Yeah, they're sneaky good again this year.
19-8.
Yeah,
Revy's 23-3, and they're only 6 points ahead. 3 games in hand, but still.
Yeah, I got a quick question for you guys. Did you see some of these some of the trades that have gone down in the KI?
I haven't really been following. You see anything?
Like, well, one thing I'll mention, Max Fowl from Kelowna. Obviously, that experiment didn't really work out this year. He got traded to Richmond.
I saw that.
And then after that, this one, like, I was so confused. Riley Langeal on Kimbo, like, I think leading the team in points, him and Wheel got traded to 100 Mile for futures.
I did
And,
see
like,
that.
I thought-
Yeah, he was like over point per game.
Yeah, and like I thought Kimbo was trying to win this year, so that one like just really confused me. I just want to see if you guys had, or if there was any other trades that have gone on you've seen, or anything like that you kind of have opinions on or know about it all.
I haven't heard much, but I think maybe something went down internally. It's possible, but I'm not like, I don't know.
They traded their goalie too with him.
Their backup?
Drew Cadenhead, yeah, got traded with him.
Just for futures, just for money. That's just so wild.
Yeah.
That is weird.
It's so weird.
It is really odd. I mean, the only thing that I could think is like something fucked happened behind the scenes and no one really knows.
Right.
Because like that,
Yeah.
that would happen.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask you guys about that quick, but you can get back into your.
No, that's fine. I don't. I like sometimes you just see random trades like that and they just don't make sense. Like it could be just a money thing or like whatever happened. But Brew, how good's 100 Mile this year?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Like
kind of weird. That division's a bit weaker now. Like I don't think it's too strong of a division, but yeah, they're buzzing.
If you had to rank the 4 divisions, is that one the weakest probably, or do you think the one with Spoke?
Yeah. No, I'd say that one's the weakest.
Yeah. Okay. I guess.
Yeah, I do.
A lot of the standings are kind of the way I thought they were gonna go. I thought Fernie was gonna be. I mean, Fernie's weird though. They've played 8 less games. Are you kidding me? No, that's wrong. 6 less games.
Yeah, 6 less games. Wow.
Than Kimbo. I kind of expected them to be higher. I know, and I've been saying this for a while.
We've been talking about this since the 6th game of the year. They were like 1. Everyone else has played 6 games.
Yeah, everyone played 6 games and they hadn't played yet. It was just insane. But yeah, no, I think pretty much the standings are kind of the way that I kind of saw them coming out. I mean, the only surprise for me is 100 Mile being that high. I thought Chems was auto to win that div, but that's pretty much it.
Oh, I thought so too.
That's pretty much it. Anything else, Brewer?
No, that's pretty much it for me.
That's pretty much all I got too.
3 stars. Here, one other thing. There's a 3 stars of the week and a 3 stars of the month for December, Joe. If you just want to list.
Oh yeah, I can just fire that off and then we can be done.
We can wrap that up.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll start with the 3 stars of the month. Stephen Foster on the Merit. 12 points in 6 games. I mean, I don't know if you've seen some of the point scores on Merit, but there's some pretty impressive numbers, especially from rookies. He's been one of them.
Yeah, West recruited some nasty kids.
Yeah,
too.
apparently. He's been one of them. He's been doing really well. Like I said, 12 points in 6 games. And then Trey Stevenson on Kimbo has 10 points in 7 games, goal and 9 assists as a defenseman. And then Ryder Ponto played 3 games this month. He put up a 941, and that got him third for the goalie star. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we still have a lot we need to recap. Obviously, we haven't talked NHL. We're about halfway through the NHL season, so we're gonna pull up. We're gonna get all our predictions out there for everything, so people can hold us accountable. See where how good our predictions are compared to like our predictions were at the start of the year compared to how it's played out so far. That'll be interesting to see. And yeah, I mean, we'll kind of next episode, we'll definitely get a little more into the NHL and talking about the predictions we made and kind of making some new predictions for the rest of the year. Not just for the NHL, but for the junior leagues as well. We didn't talk any VI today either, so obviously we'll get into that a little more. But you know, the holidays, there hasn't been as many games in like the VI and the KI as there's PIJ. We'll talk about the Winter Class, the PJHL Winter Classic as well. Like, there's a lot of stuff to cover because we've been away for so long, but we're excited to get back into it, and we will next week. So in the meantime, hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. Great interview with Levi Brewer. Thank you again to him for hopping on and doing the
it was unreal, man.
As well. He was great. So yeah, hopefully we can get some more alumni from the PIJ, the KI, the VI, some ACHA guys. And again, we have some bigger interviews in the works. We're just taking our time. Try and blow up the social media again. Please send us some clips. Please download, share, tell your friends. Please, just do whatever you can to support. We're enjoying doing this and we want to keep growing it as big as we can. So thank you so much, everyone. And Joey, I'll let you have the last word here, buddy.
I think everything you said and more. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for supporting us and let's continue to do this. Keep it short and sweet. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.
2025.